more exciting than watching there. This is Wednesday night, the 26th of January, the Lebanon meeting. Welcome. And again, there's nothing more exciting than watching recorded Zoom calls. So we're bringing it all to you this evening. Tim, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing okay.
You're okay, and you're in Houston, right?
Right.
Sweet. Anything exciting that you've been doing, or
well,
you've been doing like extra COVID tests or anything fun like that, or
nah.
no?
I go out, look for people that cough on me.
You can't catch
like
it
that. No,
you just can't catch COVID. Well, that's not everybody gets it, so you'll just have to be patient.
yeah.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Jillian, how you doing? Is it Jillian? Did I say that right?
It is Jillian, yeah.
How you doing?
Doing great. Just got back from Albania, where I was working with about 2,000 Afghan refugees that are waiting for
Sweet
country. Yeah. So
they're waiting in that country?
yes, Albania opened their doors to them to wait there temporarily.
Oh, wow. So what group did you go with?
Samaritan's Purse has a small group there providing
super.
Medical for the entire 2,000 and providing some trauma healing courses that we've completed 4 of them now with the community. We'll continue that as long as people are needing it.
Oh, super.
Yeah.
How many times have you gone with Samaritan's Purse?
Oh, gosh. I think I've been deployed maybe 10 times.
Oh, okay.
5 times this year.
Oh, wow. You get around.
Yeah. It's been a busy year.
Yeah. How's travel been?
Good. No problems. I was working in New York City when we had the hospital there in Central Park when COVID first came to the US, and I'm like Tim, I still haven't gotten it. So
there you go.
Yeah. But no, travel's been pretty easy, actually. Not a problem, as long as you get your tests done.
Let me text somebody here. Kelvin, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing good. So what are you up to? Where are you at? Where do you live?
I'm in Rancho Cucamonga, California.
And have you been doing good? You've been, what are you doing for fun?
Working, staying busy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Electrical contractor.
Oh, sweet. You guys have all the fun.
Yeah.
It's like, you get shocked once in a while and you move wires and
That's true.
you connect wires. It's just so much fun. We have Beth. Beth is on the call. Beth's job is just to make sure I don't mess up. So she's very busy.
Pete Bray called me a Sherpa the other day.
A Sherpa?
I'm like a Sherpa.
What's a Sherpa?
Those people that help them get to the top of the mountain.
Oh, really? Super. That's what you do. Finally.
But I do.
You pushed me down the mountain. Mariana, where are you calling from, or where are you at?
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, sweet. Nothing better than Phoenix, Arizona, I tell you. This is probably the good time of year. I'm supposed to go to all the offices once or twice a year, but I'm so smart, I usually go to Phoenix in July. And I should be going like now.
Yeah, it's about 71 degrees during the afternoon.
Yeah, well, when I get older, I'm going to get smarter. So anyway.
Oh, you hope.
We can hope, right?
Right.
And the iPhone, I forgot your name already. That's why I don't like iPhones.
It's Margot.
Margot, let me write down.
I'm sorry. I tried to change it and it wouldn't let me, but I'll keep trying.
Well, I'm going to write on my little pad here, iPhone equals Margot.
Good.
So that way maybe I can remember it. I can't promise anything. Now, where are you calling from?
I'm in Rancho Santa Margarita, which is Orange County, California.
Oh, okay. And what have you been doing for fun?
I don't know how to
Good
answer that
question.
question.
You're not having any fun? Come
You're
on.
not
I
having
guess
no
I'm
fun.
not having any.
The world has been so much fun lately. It's like, I don't know why people aren't having fun. What do you work or what do? Do you skateboard? Do you surf, skydive?
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? No, I don't. I'm retired.
Oh, nice. Nice. Have you traveled anywhere lately or?
No, hoping to.
Well, there you go. Well, welcome.
Thank
And I'll
you.
just call you iPhone, so I won't forget your name, but I know it's Margot's. No. And we have Jeremy on the phone. He doesn't like to show his face, but Jeremy, you're so handsome, so
I'm
good looking.
tired.
Can we
Just
see you,
imagine.
please, Jeremy?
Okay.
Please.
I'm working.
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Well, on second thought, maybe we don't need to see
See,
you,
I told
Jeremy.
you.
Look, he's all like Sporto, GU and powerful.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
when you're traveling, I'll throw the GU card if I need to get through, airport security, no problem.
Yeah.
There you
Everybody
go.
knows the GU.
GU shirt, bring it.
So Jeremy,
you-
where have you gone lately?
I went to see some family in Minnesota, Minneapolis, and went ice fishing.
Oh, Jeremy has all the fun. Nothing more fun than ice fishing.
Yeah. It was cool.
All right.
Really cool.
Welcome,
Super.
Jeremy. And then we have somebody named Hart for Lebanon. I bet he may have a name.
Hey, Dan, it's Tom.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing great. And you?
Good. Are you sleeping?
I will be here as soon as we get off this call. I've been,
All right.
been on the radio since 4 this morning.
Oh,
Gotta
nice.
Be on it at 4 again tomorrow morning.
Oh, no. Well,
Thanks
listen,
for
if
fitting
you
us
need
in.
to drop, that's fine, because we're just going to kind of catch everybody up on the date is the biggest thing we're doing tonight. And Destiny, I know you have a live picture.
She's at church and can't.
Oh, she can't.
She chatted with me. Yeah.
What church is she at?
She's at One Way World Outreach.
One Way. Oh, is that where Josh is?
Yep. And the whole clan that went with you to Agua Viva, she went down there last year.
Oh, awesome.
She's ready
Awesome.
to go again somewhere fabulous with you.
Nice. Well, sweet. Can she hear me, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I won't say anything bad. So, well, listen, everybody, thanks for being on the call. And a couple things I mostly wanted to go over kind of where we're at with COVID and the schedule. We have worked out a really good schedule. And we have when we do these trips, we have kind of a covering group or a covering lead team. And usually those are the groups that are one of our stops on our trip, but they go a little bit above and beyond, and they kind of guide us and make sure we don't end up in jail. They make sure we have transportation. They make sure we have food, and they help us with our lodging. And so we have two groups that are going to kind of take half the time on the front end and half on the back end. And Tom's group from Heart of Lebanon will be kind of our first guides. And so we've set the schedule up with those guys being our kind of our guides around where we're going. We'll probably have a security person on this trip, probably somebody from Lebanon. It's not always necessary, but sometimes to give a little comfort to the board, we have a security person just to make sure we have a little extra protection. So there's nothing that we think is imminent, and there's nothing that the place is a disaster right now because it's the economy's so bad and COVID's still around. So, but anyway, we've kind of set all that out. Getting back to COVID, I know there's 1,000 opinions, there's 1,000 fact checkers, there's 1,000 facts. And so everybody has opinions. Some people carry them rather strongly. Some people don't, hardly pay attention to it. And so it's just all over the place. What we've kind of noticed and what's happened since in the winter, by the winter, I mean December, January, is Omicron obviously has come through. And most of us know people that have been had it. It has not been nearly as difficult as some of the other versions of COVID, but there's been a lot more people that have been affected. And so the good news is, the hospital stays are down, the deaths are way down. And we're kind of at the peak right now where I think it's starting to taper off a little bit. And I think a lot of people are kind of done with all this. And so I kind of feel in a sense, just a kind of a tapering off of the whole event, of this event. I do think though, there will be, in my opinion, and that's just my opinion, I think the Olympics might bump up the bad news or the bad PR that you get from COVID. And the Olympics start in, I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And my anticipation is it might be kind of a bad PR event. And sometimes when you get bad PR and you get bad PR for COVID, the travel restrictions and the airlines and people, you get more rules, you get more stuff going on. You get countries maybe getting a little tighter. So anyway, that's just another event that's coming up. So in my thinking, and it was basically my decision, I felt we would be better to move our dates off to October. And that way there's plenty of room. I really think COVID will be in the rearview mirror probably by June or July. And the spacing for my personal schedule was better in October. When I did a meeting with the Lebanon nonprofits that were kind of my guides over there, I told them I might do that, and nobody really pushed back too much. And in fact, as I kind of got the feeling they thought that might be a better way to go. And so I've set the dates. We haven't postponed the trip. We're just rescheduling it. And so the new dates are October 14th through 22nd. And we'll email that so you have it down. So that's kind of where I'm at. The one thing I do want to do is make sure people have perspective. I saw something 2 days ago. Somebody was kind of looking at 2022, and the kind of the data or the fact that they pointed out is in the world every day there's 164,000 deaths on the average. And COVID's been running about 7,500 a day in the globe, on the globe, the whole world. And so their feeling was we'll have to live with COVID. But when you take a look at total deaths, it's about 4 or 5%. And so probably that they kind of anticipate that's what will happen. That's where it'll be. And that's where probably people will just adjust their lives to that fact. And when you, at least personally, when I saw that information, I go, well, okay, that's, you have to put everything in perspective. We tend to magnify, or we have been magnifying COVID deaths so much that we think everybody dies of COVID now. And that's just not true. So probably it's maybe 8 or 9% at this point, but I think it'll settle in at 4 or 5%. So with that being said, do you guys have some feedback for me? Tim?
Yeah, I have a question for either you or Tom.
Sure.
The elections are coming up in Lebanon in March.
Right.
What's the
well, that was probably
are they going to be legit? Is it going to be a violent time?
Well, you bring up a really good question. In fact, that was one of the reasons I wanted to push the trip off too, because, and I'll let Tom speak to it. But thanks for that question, because that's a good question. My friend that did a lot of trips to Kenya, as an example, in a comparison, maybe, whenever they had elections, he came back to the United States for 60 days because it got a little crazy. But Tom, if you want to quickly maybe give us your feel on that, on the election piece.
Well, they moved the dates till May. The elections are now scheduled for May. I doubt if they'll take place. But that's where they are. They're stuck in May at the moment. And I'm not sure there can be any more protests than there already is. Will they be legit? Define legit for me. I mean, we know what the outcome will be, but you know that with every Muslim country, what the outcome is going to be before the election. So it's dicey, but we just met the whole day yesterday with the prime minister who's in charge of education, and they're just not talking to each other. So I'd be surprised if the elections happen in May, which is just going to mean that the protests that are happening now are just going to continue. It's just going to be a mess. That's all.
Are the elections normally the same time, or are they like, are they at different times because of the way they govern?
Yeah. And so, you know, they have the authority to move the date, but they don't have all the authority from all the prime ministers to hold the election. So it's complicated.
How many prime ministers are there?
Well, there's actually two.
Oh, okay.
But then you have all the parliament members, and they all have to agree, and they can't agree that the sky is blue. So,
okay,
I mean, they're just in a mess.
Okay, sounds good. That's a good question, Tim. Thanks. And that was, one of the other reasons I thought it might be good to bump this thing back a little bit. Anybody else have any questions? We have had 5 trips since last May, and they've been successful. And by successful, I mean they've been good, and they've been interesting, and they've been COVID free as far as our groups. So we've probably put 70 or 80 people out there, I'm guessing. And so, we've kept everybody pretty safe as much as you can. And, the Lord has protected us. And so we feel pretty good about all that. I didn't feel really great about bumping this trip back again, because it's, it just keep on going forever. But it just I got a feeling it was better to bump it back, just for those various reasons we just discussed. Beth, do you have any observations? Somebody had their hand up.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, go ahead. Mariana.
Hi, yes. I just graduated from GU last year, so this or whatever trip I did this year would be my first one.
Okay.
So, this is probably more of a question for Beth, because I know that you guys cover one trip, but am I allowed at my own expense to go on more than one trip, or how does that work?
Yes, you are. So what we do with people who are repeaters, typically we will do everything we can to fill a trip with first timers. And then we would put you on an interest list. And if we were able to put you into a slot, we would invite you to join the trip. And the cost is basically your airfare and your lodging and any food that you would eat outside of the team meals.
Okay. Because I would still be a first timer at this point because of the whole COVID mess.
Yeah, we have people that go through class and they don't go for 5 years or 4 years or 6 years. Yeah, there's no As long as Power Plus does well, there's no time limit for the most part.
Well,
You do get a service trip that's that we take care of you on. So there's a big trip and there's a service trip. Our role on the service trips is the ones after the first trip, I think we only charge you half. So that's kind of
oh,
okay.
that's awesome. Yeah. And then, yeah, I just retired early from the company I was working for because, well, they were going to make me get a vaccine that I didn't really want to get.
Sure.
So I'm
Sure.
working for Uber now.
Okay.
My
There you go.
schedule's very flexible, so I'll have more opportunity to help.
There you go. Well, we don't have a vaccine rule, so
Question.
our rule is this: if a country makes you get a vaccine, then you have to get it.
Yeah.
And just do another trip to where they don't. And,
Jillian has a question.
yeah, I know. Go ahead, Julian.
Yeah. Does Lebanon require that you are vaccinated to get in or not?
No, they don't.
Okay.
What we look at is a couple things. One, do they require it? Don't they require it? And then we look at quarantine rules also. And I think sometimes there's a 48-hour quarantine thing. And sometimes that's not even enforced that much. And then we always prepare and have a emergency plan in case somebody gets COVID on the trip. And we always have a place they can stay and they'll be taken care of. And then the leader or co-leader or somebody in the group stays with them for the 14 days if that's what's needed.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Kelvin, you have any questions? You're good.
Yeah, I'm good. The dates were the main thing for me.
Oh, okay. Did we mess you up by changing the dates or you're good?
No, I'm good.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it like 3 years that we're on now that we've delayed this trip? Because I've attended a lot of meetings.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I said, we're on the 5-year plan on this trip.
Okay.
We started on this one. I
2000
started a long time ago. I got turned down on this trip one time. And then I reintroduced it because the board has always felt it's a little bit of a security risk. So it's been a while. That's one reason I really wasn't excited about changing the dates, but it just seemed to be the best way to go. I was going to also say we have, if you guys are looking for another trip, we have service trips this year. We have 3 of them. We have one to Red Bluff, California. And we have one to Mexico that's called Power Week, where we go to an orphanage, a rehab center, and a big facility that's a third stop. And then we're going to build 6 homes this year in the Ensenada area. And actually, if you have a kid or you know somebody that does, we have kids classes starting next week. And that's a really great trip, by the way. So there's other things going on.
I would be interested in the Mexico trip.
Okay, send Beth an email.
Okay.
You have Beth's email?
Yes.
Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. Now there's a bunch on here, Beth, that aren't here tonight. So what we may do is, since they're not here, if they have a good reason they weren't here, they can watch this wonderful recording. But we may have some openings again. Because
people who reached out, they couldn't make it tonight.
yeah, so we may have 2 or 3 openings, maybe 4. So we could probably put our thing out again. You guys are all good though on the new date. Jeremy, are you good?
I really like the new date. I think it's a great date. I
Okay,
was kind of hoping we would go with that. Yeah, I was okay. I'm just basically, yeah, I like the push on this. I know we've been pushing it forever, but we have no idea how we're gonna go into this year. So let's just be patient and smart and wise.
okay. So the answer was yes. Jeremy
Yeah.
has a way when I ask a yes, no question of like, he's like a preacher. You a preacher? Are you a preacher, Jeremy?
No, sir.
He preaches at me all the time. Who's on the phone? Somebody's on the phone.
Margot, and it's fine with me.
Margot? Okay.
I think Linda dialed in.
Yeah, I'm on the phone. And what are the new dates?
The 14th of October through 22nd.
I think we're okay, but I'll double check.
Okay. And how are you doing? Are you on the phone?
Called in.
I am.
You're the
I am,
526.
sorry.
You're the 562 number?
I am. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I flew in at midnight from Mexico last night for my
Oh.
nephew's banquet. And so
cool.
I just walked out of the banquet and I'm in the car in the parking lot.
Oh, no problem.
Sorry.
Well, that's all right. Our calls are worth it. Our calls are exciting. So, okay, good. Tom, how has it been over there? Anything new, or is Tom still here? Or did he go back? Oh, he might have gone. I think he had an early thing. So I was going to ask him how Lebanon is in general. So it's always an adventure over there. Okay, Destiny's at church, Jeremy's good, Kelvin's good, Linda's good. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to keep you guys on as solidly yes. And let's see, Josh, we'll have to double check with Josh. He might be at church. Kelvin, you're on the call, right?
Yes.
Let me mark you down as attending. This is like our GU class attendance. Sai's not here. I think he's good though. Corrine Walsh, did she say she wouldn't be here, Beth? Is that who was?
He was, had
That's something else, another event?
commitment. Yep.
Okay. Okay. So we may have a couple spots open. Any other questions? Oh, does everybody have a passport? That's one thing I did want to ask. Tim, you have your passport?
Yes, and I have a question.
Go ahead.
When we say it's the 14th through 22nd, are we leaving from the States on the 14th and getting back to the States on the 22nd? Or are those the actual dates we are in Lebanon?
Those
on
are
the ground?
the date, the 14th is a Friday. And it depends, whatever gets you there on Saturday is usually what we try to do, or Friday night or Saturday. You might even leave Thursday, which would be the 13th. And then the last date, the 22nd, is Sunday. Usually we're all the way back because a lot of people have to work on Monday. So we try to make sure we hit the date on the end.
So if people are leaving at different times to get there by Saturday, is there a central location in Beirut that we meet at, or do we meet back at the airport?
Well, we try to all get there around the same time.
Oh, okay. Same time, same day. Okay.
Yeah. At the
We have a
very
great
worst.
travel agent that really works hard to pull you from all destinations and get you to the same place roughly within a few hours of each other.
Got it.
And
Thanks.
sometimes we'll do two groups. If it's too hard to do, we'll do, one group at 10 a.m. and one group at 3 p.m. or something like that. We'll have two different times. But most of the time, the trips I've been on, we've all kind of made it at the same time. What you do is you end up in Germany or some other country, and then almost everybody's there, and then you continue on. And I know you have a daughter there. Is that correct?
Yes, but the funny thing is that they are moving to Atlanta for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
It's their kind of, they've been over 10 years, and so they're coming
That's
back
their break.
and doing some work.
Okay.
And I think they got to Atlanta either today or they're getting there tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. All righty. Hey, Beth, do you have anything else that we should do?
I think we're good.
All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. I'm sorry. This thing keeps on rolling, but we'll make it happen. Oh, does everybody have their passport? Kelvin, you have one?
Yes, I have one.
Okay, Julian, I assume you have one, right? I assume Destiny does. I know Linda does. Mary Ann, do you have a passport?
Yes, yes, I
Okay.
do.
And Jeremy has a passport. The only thing that might be additional is maybe even in October, you might still have to get COVID tested ahead of time. Right now, I think if we went next week, we'd all have to get COVID tested within a 48-hour time frame.
It's all par for the course. You
Yeah.
know, and not a big deal. COVID test is part of my weekly routine, so
Yeah.
I
Well,
probably have to,
I know not everybody's used to COVID tests, Jeremy. So
yeah, I'm good though.
I know that I saw you had a supply of COVID tests in your booth. So
Oh yeah. Man, it just saves time. It
Yeah.
saves,
they were already marked negative. That was the other thing.
you know, for what I paid for them, yeah.
Yeah, I started out my first one. I think I had to get it on a Sunday. Everybody was closed. I paid $350 to get my COVID test.
Yeah.
And then this last one, before I left in December, I got it for free. So
You know, at the airport when I checked in Orange County to fly out, they were telling me in line that, hey, on your way out when you arrive, we'll give you a free at-home kit. Just grab one. And
yeah,
I meant to
airports
do it.
won't take those. They won't take the free home kits.
Well, that's the funny thing. They were offering to give them to us.
Yes.
Like, you get your luggage, get a take-home kit.
Yeah,
Okay.
they actually, when I just got home from Albania, they handed me one in the Chicago airport.
Oh.
But the countries will not accept those home tests.
Oh yeah, I just thought it
as
was
part of your entry. Yeah.
Well,
they're
my friend
just
called them their entertainment value, you know.
they're just trying to trick us.
I just thought it was fun. Like, all right, it's neat. All right, cool.
Hey, on a housekeeping note, GU pays for your PCR tests the whole time. So you leave during the trip, because typically you have to test during the trip, and then for your return flight, we'll cover those. And we cover the cost of any visas or government fees or anything along that line.
Thank you.
Hey, Kelvin, did you say you're an electrical contractor?
Yes.
I have room for you on my Mexico trip, just so you know.
Okay.
Now that I know that.
Sounds like fun.
So if you want some information, we're going April 26th through May 1st.
Okay.
It's a service trip.
Okay.
So we'd love to have you if you can make it.
Okay.
Do I take that to yes, or you're just trying to get rid of me?
Trying to get rid of you.
Exactly.